Hello everybody, just pulling into our camp tonight, just a pull off on the side of the road. It's a beautiful spot just tucked into the woods, and we'll continue on the road in the morning. Good morning everybody and welcome back. Still on the road. I'm not going to be doing too much filming until we reach the X hangar in Montana, meet up with Peter who's there filming with them, and the Expedition Overland team, Clay and his family, just because it's been long days of driving, and then during the nights I've been editing, so there hasn't been too much going on, but it's been a beautiful drive so far. It feels good being back in the States, just getting used to everything again. It's actually been a while since I've been in the States. I've been mostly in Canada, and then the last trips I've done recently have been throughout Europe. So just getting used to gallons instead of liters and miles instead of kilometers again. But other than that, everything's the same. It's our southern neighbors, and we've been here a lot. Just getting used to that. There's no Tim Hortons. Usually whenever I feel like a coffee or something, I'll just pull over at a Timmy's, but there aren't any here, so just been other coffee shops and stuff along the way. But like I mentioned, it's just been pretty busy driving all day and then editing during the nights, so there's not too much to report. We're just trying to make our way down to Montana, which is a pretty long drive. It's been long driving days. The reason why we're just kind of blowing through here is, one, to pick up Peter so then we can head out as a family again. We also got some truck builds going on that we want to get over to, kind of see. Yeah, it's also gonna snow. It's been snowing here. It's snowing in Montana for sure. Probably when we get there, there's gonna be some snow. And we would prefer to get over all the mountain passes and stuff before it does that, just for safety reasons. And we're kind of chasing summer, so we'll spend some time in Montana and Idaho and places like that. And then we'll probably make our way down to Arizona. That's the plan so far. We'll just spend some time at the hangar, kind of prepping all of our equipment and getting ready for the trip. Hopefully me and Pete can take our motorcycles into servicing. I know Peter was riding his for a little bit. For those of you who do not know, me and Peter have two KTM 690 Enduros that we've built out for overland travel. So they've got the Moscow Moto bags and new fairings and tires and everything all tricked out. That was kind of our project 2 years ago with our channel on YouTube called The Adventure Guys. We haven't posted on there in a while, but I think Peter's going to kind of pick up that channel later on. So if you want, you can head over. It's just The Adventure Guys, and subscribe to that. And Peter will be putting some new content of his own style, which is very cinematic and amazing, because he's quite the cinematographer. So I think it'd be really neat. You guys should check that out when he starts making content. And we're hopefully gonna take those out and do some more motorcycle adventures. That's something I really enjoyed doing. We went all through the States a couple years ago, and it was a lot of fun. We did all of the BDRs in Arizona, in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, some in California, and it was just an amazing trip. Even before Peter starts posting on there again, I definitely recommend, if you want to know more about what I've done and kind of what my history is, definitely go over there and check out that channel. And we've got a whole bunch of videos of our motor trips and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. I was actually just watching those again, and man, it got me excited to hit the road on those again. Probably this time we are going to take the bikes, but it probably won't be a complete moto trip. We'll probably have them on our MX hauler racks on the back of this, or on the back of the truck, or on the back of the RV, because this is pretty neat that we're taking the RV out again. It's driving in front of me right now. That's what my parents are driving down to Montana. And it's just cool to see that going, because in the beginning, when we first started traveling, that was our main mode of transportation. And it's just really good to see it going up again. We're not going to be using it as a full-time travel rig this time. We'll probably take it down to Arizona and then park it in a spot so that we can go out on trips and then come back, or at least me and Pete can come back to that and kind of edit up and have a home base, which is the first time we've done that. And I think it's a really good idea, and I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, we'll probably take the bikes out on a whole bunch of different rides, and you know, if we're parked next to a PDR or a neat trail or even a neat town that I think I could explore and tell the history a bit better on my motorcycle, then I'll definitely take that out as much as possible, because I'm really looking forward to riding that again. And motorcycles, just in my experience, give such a raw experience to traveling that you really can't get anywhere else. You're just immersed in the winds and the smells, and you're just really there, I feel. So I'm really excited for all that. But we still got about 3 more hours of a drive today. Probably gonna get a hotel. I'm gonna edit up this or last week's video is what it'll be now. Yeah, and then after that I'll start filming again. We'll be in Montana and we'll get up to a whole bunch of awesome stuff there as well. So stay tuned for all that coming. I'll probably talk to you guys when we get to the hotel. Just got a lot of more driving to do before then. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Nice. After a couple of days of long driving, all clean now.
All right, everybody. Just realized I've started basically every clip with all right, Betty, so it's probably gonna seem like a montage, but
at the stop sign, turn right onto Golf Course Drive.
Right.
Proceed to the route.
We just left the hotel room. I finished my edit and it's uploading now, which is nice, and just gives me a little less to worry about or think about while I'm driving, so I can kind of enjoy the drive more. We got about 6.5 hours today, and then we'll be at a beautiful camp spot in a pretty neat little town, so I can show you guys kind of our camping situation right now, and then we'll get to Montana the next day, so we'll be meeting up with Pete sooner than later.
Proceed to the route.
And yeah, like I said, I'm not going to be filming all too much, but I will show you guys anything interesting or keep you updated on how I'm feeling and what's going on. So talk to you guys in a bit.
Man, we're back. Hey there, you little guy.
How you doing, little guy?
Camping right now with the weather.
Yeah, so we were talking to you guys, and
funny, I haven't really thought of it before, but it's not very often that you see the front of trains. Like usually you see one going by and it's like all the carts going through yours, but I haven't seen the front of one in a while. That was kind of neat. Really gives a kind of Minnesota feeling driving through these small little farm towns and seeing all the deer season things up, and then a big old train like that blowing its whistle going by. It's got its own beauty and its own feeling to it that I really like. And the crisp air, like you can tell that it's about to snow. It's just a little bit too warm, but the air is very crisp and fresh, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm also looking forward to getting into the Dakotas and then finally into Montana. All right, so we made it to North Dakota. As you can probably tell from all the snow. Just letting Lando out for a little rest here on the side of the road so he can go to the bathroom and stuff, and then we'll keep moving. We still got around 5 more hours to drive today, and then there's about 8 tomorrow. But just nice to stretch my legs. Been sitting in that Jeep for a while, and I was talking about earlier about the crisp, fresh air, and this is a little too crisp. I think I need my winter jacket, but it is beautiful, flat but beautiful. Welcome to your update. We are now in Montana, and it is snowy, very, very snowy. We've been going through ice and blown over trucks for most of yesterday and all of today, and it's been crazy. There's been some semi trucks fully tipped over, tons and tons of cars on the sides of the road, and just stopped off to get some more coffee, and we're now heading through. It seems like the road conditions are improving a little bit. We're getting less and less ice spots. For a while there, like we ended up last night pulling into just a gas station and camping there earlier than we had planned on stopping because it was just way too windy and icy, and near the end of the night the entire gas station filled up with tons of other people doing the same thing. The road conditions were just undrivable at that point, or at least it just wasn't worth the risk. But things are looking up now. The sun's out and it's kind of melting the ice, and we're just being careful. So we've got about 5.5 hours left of our drive until we reach Bozeman, and that'll be really nice just to see everybody like I've mentioned, but also just to stretch my legs for longer than a few minutes. My mom was driving this Jeep for a while, so I did get a bit of a break in the RV, which was nice, but it'll be nice to just go out to dinner or something with Pete and Cyrus, Clay's son, and just get everything ready for the trip. I'm really excited about seeing my bike as well. It's kind of sad that it's the winter season, so I probably won't be able to ride it much when I get there, if at all. But at least I'll be able to load it up and take it with me somewhere warmer, so then I can head out on the trails again. But still got 5 hours, so I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Well guys, that was nuts. Some guy just tried to pass me and drifted out and smacked right into the side of the Jeep. Pushed me way off the road. Man, that's crazy. I actually can't believe that happened. I knew it. I saw him and I was like, oh, this idiot's gonna pass on an icy road. And boom, there he is. Well, I'm gonna hop out and talk to this guy. Only damage I can see is this fender is loose. And I've got a fence post wrapped around my front here. Oh, the F1 label's dummied. You can see where skidded off the road. Well, I got pushed off the road, but he stopped in the fence there and the Jeep just went up and over, carrying the fence with me. I exchanged info and insurance with him, and he was a nice guy. Not too much damage on either end. I mean, his had more than the Jeep, obviously, but I'm gonna see if I can get this fence post out and then try and meet up with Mom and Dad, because they had to keep going. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Ugh. Need wire cutters or something. Well, guys, I'm gonna need both my hands, so I'll talk to you in a bit. Well, guys, the RV just drove out or past me. I was able to move the barbed wire over and then pull the Jeep out of that rut over there. But it's still connected, and my issue is it got wedged, I guess, when I dragged it. Really wedged it in here. And I can't pull it out, and I don't have any wire cutters, so I still got a huge trail of barbed wire fence post attached to the Jeep. There's not much I can do about it right now. Well, guys, I ended up getting an axe out of the tool bag in here. Thank goodness I remember movie quotes from movies, because I was trying to figure out how to get that barbed wire off, and I remembered a movie quote from a movie called Centurion, I think. Yeah, Centurion, where these Roman soldiers were trying to free their captain, who was tied to a post with a metal chain, and they're trying to bend it, and then later his captors came, and I don't know, like the quote was just, you know, men didn't know cold steel does not bend, it breaks, and then he hits it with a battle axe and he falls down. And I remembered that, and I was like, oh yeah, because I was trying to like bend it back and forth. So I got an axe, and surely enough, I smacked it with the backside really hard, and it broke. And that's, I still got a huge chunk of barbed wire, but I tucked it in so it doesn't go down into my tire. And I'm driving very slowly, just to kind of feel everything out to make sure there's nothing wrong with the Jeep. And I'm also trying to meet back up with my parents who are in the RV. They drove by again, but I wasn't free at that point, so, and there's no cell service right here, which is ridiculous. Like we've had cell service every, you know, minute of this trip, and then the second I get knocked off the road by some guy, then I don't have cell service to do anything. But I'm gonna my goal right now is just to try and drive down the road. Luckily there was this side road. I got pushed off the highway and then onto this little road here. So luckily I'm not just driving through a field or something, there's an actual road. But I'm gonna drive down the road to try and find cell service, and then call my parents and try and figure out what to do from there. Yep, that's what's going on. Can't believe it. Like, I knew it though. Like, there's a big ice patch beside me, and then I was keeping like a good distance behind the RV, because obviously I knew it was icy. And then I saw this guy coming up, and he turned on his indicator and started, you know, passing me, and I just knew. I was like, the second he hits that thing, he's gonna go into the other ditch. And then I kind of looked over this way and then looked back, and all I see is a car sliding into me. He hit the front fender and then we just kind of like followed each other, and then he went in front and then back and stopped, and I just kept going through the fence. But man, it's the first time I've ever been in a car accident, and I'm glad to say it wasn't my fault. But still, I just wanted to get to Bozeman. I didn't want another delay, and hopefully the Jeep can, you know, drive properly. Seems all right now, but just such a pain. Whatever. All right, I see the RV coming this way now, so I'll talk to you guys in a moment. All right, so I turned around and then through hand signals kind of just told them to keep going, and I'm gonna try and meet them by the ramp, which is ahead apparently. So yeah, I just went under the Jeep, crawled under there, and looks like everything's fine. I can tell that we'll probably need a new alignment, but everything feels fairly good. Only when I first started driving did the left tire, the one that got hit, feel kind of weird, but it seems to kind of have evened out. But I'm gonna do a more thorough check as soon as I meet up with the RV. I just have to be extra careful on this road that I got bumped onto, because it's basically sheer ice. Like, I'm just fishtailing the whole way to this ramp. I'm still just like, I'm driving past where I came through, and I probably should have just like, there's nothing I could have really done though. I couldn't have braked or anything, but whatever. I just knew, like literally in my head, I knew that was gonna happen. I saw him coming up and I was like, yep, here we go, car crash. Don't pass on icy roads, guys. It was a nice couple, and they, they made sure that we're all right and everything. Just don't pass on roads. It's not worth it. You're gonna save yourself maybe 15 seconds. Like, the only difference is now you're gonna be in front of the car, and the car that was in front of you is not gonna be behind you, but you're gonna be going roughly the same speed. It's just never worth. And it's nuts for two cars going side by side, headed the same direction, to hit front bumpers. That just shows how slippery it was and how much of an angle they had turned on before heading into my lane. And then as soon as they hit me and we went off into the ditch, I tried braking and nothing happened. So then I saw the fence post coming, and I just went whack right into it. But pulling up to my parents now, so we'll talk to them and see what the plan is next. If I had the camera rolling, I saw this guy coming up behind me. It was a nice guy, but
did he
still,
stop and talk?
Yeah, well, he was on the side of the road too.
Oh. He pulled over for you?
No, like we both went through the fence.
Oh. What was he driving?
He was just driving like this little blue SUV. Like his bumper's all dummied and those are all dummied, but
wow. Crazy. Well, at least Dan's okay. A bit of damage on the Jeep, but nothing.
It's driving fine at least.
Nothing to worry about. Still 4.5 hours.
Do you want Lando with you, or do you want him in here?
The last thing I need is for him to put me into neutral or something.
All right,
Yeah.
so drive carefully, man. Seatbelt.
Of course.
Ooh.
Well, guys, man, it is way too cold. If I was stuck out there, like if I was traveling alone or something and the crash had been worse, whew. But luckily it wasn't. We're going to keep going. Got 5 hours still to drive, so don't really have much of a choice, and we're in the middle of nowhere. But here we go. I'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully the Jeep runs okay all the way to the X-Hanger. Once we get there, anything can happen and we can at least fix it. But I just want to get there and get off of this icy road as soon as possible. On the road we go. That was a semi-truck. It looked like it crashed into something and then lit on fire. The whole front was burnt out and looked like some firefighters and police there. Crazy. Winter driving is not fun. It's definitely not something I enjoy. I don't think anybody really does. But it just shows you have to be really careful. And makes me that much more excited for the warmer weather down in Arizona. But Jeep's still handling pretty good. Steering's quite messed up, which is to be expected. The alignment got thrown off, and I'm sure there's some other issues with it as well. Steering wheel is basically like this to go straight. Or, I mean, it turns that way. Like automatically, if I were to let go, just go shoot into the thing. So I'm gonna have one really, really strong forearm at the end of this drive, at the end of this 4 hours, because I'm constantly working against the pull that direction. But other than that, everything's running smoothly, which I'm happy for. It probably won't take too long to get this thing up and running again. Hopefully it's just an alignment issue and we can take it into Le Schwab in Bozeman, and it'll be out sooner than later. I don't really know what we're gonna do with the fender. We're definitely gonna have to take it off and get a new one and stuff. Gonna need a new license plate. Gonna make sure that the winch works. Although it's a steel bumper in the front, everything looked fine. We'll just double check to make sure. I'm surprised none of the tires got punctured because, you know, I drove through a barbed wire fence and dragged it for a long time. But yeah, I'm just glad everything worked out okay. I'm glad the people that, you know, were in the accident as well are totally fine. When they hopped out, they're obviously a little bit shaken, but they were both fine. And yeah, still is. I'm enjoying the drive still. It's beautiful through Montana, up in the top parts of Montana. But I'm just really looking forward to getting there and relaxing. I'm totally fine. This shoulder got a little bit sore. I think it was probably just from I got hit on the side and you know, the seat belt going against it. But other than that, I'm in. Well, that was an experience at least. Not one I really was planning on checking off, but it happened. So we got a gas station coming up in about 15 minutes. I need to get a new coffee. It was sitting in the cup holder, and on the first impact it just went flying everywhere. So need a new coffee. Like I said, there's a gas station 15 minutes. We'll pull up. I'll probably eat lunch. Well, I mean, now it's basically dinner, but eat something, get coffee, and then back on the road. Well guys, as you can hear, everything was going fine, but there's obviously something wrong with the tire. We're almost to a gas station, and we'll try and see what's up.